You know, I won't take that to heart how I got Green Lantern and Green Arrow the wrong way around.
It's
Completely
okay.
fine.
It's an innocent mistake for people who don't read comics to make.
I mean, they're both vigilantes and both weak to kryptonite. Like, it's easy to get mixed up.
Exactly. So this episode has been brought to you by the National Ministry of Technical Issues, where
Yeah. This is take 2.
and a half if we want to be really technical. Because in the first take you had to end up breaking everything with your microphone and screwing up anyway.
I think it's because, well, I'm using a Blue Yeti right now, and I think it's just a malfunctioning device.
It's finally deciding to crap out on you, huh?
Yeah. For some reason, like when I like plug it in, and then it says device is malfunctioned. Okay, fair enough. And then I have to unplug it and replug it back in multiple times, and like seemingly at random it says, okay, it's working now.
So I don't know if we've ever covered this, but to go behind the scenes a little bit, Spencer has a very similar issue with his Blue Snowball, where he
God damn it, Blue.
on his laptop. I believe it works fine on his desktop, which he did not have with him at school, of course. But on his laptop, or it might have been either way, on one of his computers, the only way he could get his microphone working is by repeatedly plugging and unplugging it in over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, there you
until
go.
It finally decided to work. So
There you go. So it is Blue's fault.
It's very interesting to note, but yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing this all over again, which
Anyway,
means that we have
So
a little bit
if
of
I remember a few things from last time, last episode we recorded. So we can summon Benhart, we can summon Drummond,
but we
you
can only
summon one of them.
Yeah.
And we summon Benhart so we can complete his quest line.
Okay, so what's the difference if you don't summon him, you just can't finish his quote unquote quest?
Well, there's 5 boss battles in total you can summon Benhart for, and if he has to be summoned and survive at least 3 of them, and then after that you talk to him once and he gives you his stuff.
Sure. Wow, we are.
It's the same with Lucatil, so.
We're really taking a beating in this.
Yeah, I don't like it how we go through a fog door and we're still fighting enemies. Like, we should fight the boss here.
Where are all these gigantic fireballs coming from anyway?
From the giants on their ships, I guess.
So they're just they're okay, yeah. So they're
Not sure why they
bombarding us
fire
with,
them so closely to their leader, but
yeah, they're attacking their own forces with
They don't care.
catapult. Well,
Anyway.
yeah, there we go.
So this happens. It caught me off guard. What
Yeah.
do you expect?
He cleaved us from afar.
So the Giant Lord is significantly taller than the other giants. So
Yeah, truth in advertising there, at least.
yeah, I mean, you can't call him a giant.
Yeah, so let's just get ourselves back over there real quick, and
Don't worry, folks. You didn't really miss much from our last recording of this episode. We talked about Green Lantern, Green Arrow for about 20 minutes.
Well, I've ranted about DC in general as an idea, because I can do it again, to be honest.
I don't know. Do you want to put that sort of opinions online?
It's comic books. Who cares?
That's true.
But it's because there isn't really anything interesting happening. As weird as it might be to say, because we're in the middle of a boss fight with this fantastic music track.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, this is actually from Persona 4 Golden exclusively.
Yeah.
And you fight a specific boss. It's an 8-bit remix of the normal boss fight.
Yep. But yeah, so So I was talking about DC and like the way that they've been handling their comics lately, because as people who broadly follow comics know, they started the New 52 in 2011, and the New 52 was meant to make everything less complicated.
Well, by the way, by 52 it means like 52 different heroes and villains that they're rewriting.
Okay. So 52 as a thing in DC it's a recurring like thematic element that they use. The New 52 in particular is kind of a reference to how many different comic books they were running at the time. They technically they were running they started 52 new issues of like individual different heroes or teams and whatnot.
Right.
And so they had their wave of comics that kind of added up to 52 different individual issues that you could follow over the course of every month.
That's a lot of comic books.
Yeah, but
52, jeez.
But 52 as a thing is it's something that DC has been using as a thematic recurring element. Hello, Captain Drummond. Oh, that giant. That poor giant.
You can smash through a stone wall but not get through that doorway.
Can't get through the archway. But yeah, DC's been using the 52 as a thing for a very long time. And so what they've been doing now is, now that their New 52 issues have all or mostly hit their 52nd issue, they've decided to do kind of a soft reboot thing yet again, where called DC Rebirth. And hello, the Rottens Arena. We are, as we covered before, we are apparently going to a DLC area now.
Yes, we're beginning the DLC because we've done almost everything in the main game aside from specific optional bosses and late game bosses near the end.
So this should be exciting, right? Nothing could possibly go wrong.
No.
So yeah, they've started doing a DC Rebirth thing, which, bearing in mind
that?
Yes, that's what the event kind of was called, and
should have been called Newest 52 or something.
Yeah, I don't
Newer
even
52.
I don't even know anymore, but so what they've done, bearing in mind once again that the New 52 was supposed to make things less complicated because it was supposed to combine just all of DC's stuff into one single universe, where that was the universe and that was how everything was. That was the new standard. Nothing from before was supposed to interfere with this new new universe anymore. So with DC Rebirth, they've decided, you know what? Screw that. We're gonna bring back the pre-New 52 universe and mix it with the New 52 universe.
And I pointed this out last time. So they've basically run out of ideas, and they're just reusing them.
Yeah, kind of like we are.
Yeah, well, we didn't do this on purpose.
No. But yeah, so they...
wait, no, there's some different stuff. For example, I'm pointing out that this dragon here wakes up. And he flies away.
Beautiful. Totally new, unique content that was entirely worth listening to.
I didn't mention that last time.
But yeah, so they've quote unquote killed Superman, which is not going to take.
Wait. So this isn't the death of Superman? They did it again?
No, yes and no. The last story arc for Superman, before the New 52, kind of built up the fact that he was dying in the first place. They basically poisoned him with kryptonite, and
yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, yeah, they depowered him first, which was apparently because of Vandal Savage sapping his powers because of reasons. I'm still not entirely clear of how he managed to do that, but okay. But yeah, so they depowered Superman, and then in order to get his powers
now
back,
he's only the second strongest superhero ever.
well, no, they actually did a pretty decent job of making him, like, he still had some powers, but he wasn't Superman anymore. But so in order to, quote-unquote, get his powers back, he basically just turbocharged himself on kryptonite. Because that worked. I don't know how.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so he supercharged
It would be cooler if, like, he did a Mega Man style, like, oh, all these villains have his different powers, and he's defeat each of them and steal them back.
Yeah. So he supercharged himself, like his body, on kryptonite, and that ended up causing him to have incurable kryptonite poisoning, which slowly...
He basically got super cancer.
Yeah, it slowly killed him from the inside. There was nothing they could do about it, and then he died. But before he died, they...
Doomsday punched him.
Well, they decided to start an ongoing series called Lewis and Clark, which was about...
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it was about, I believe, the pre-New 52 universe, Clark Kent and Lois Lane. So I guess Lois and Clark. Yeah, Lois and Clark was about, I believe, I didn't actually read the ongoing series, so I'm not sure, but I believe that it's the pre-New 52 universe, Lois and Clark, in the New 52 universe. So they have a Superman, because of course they have to have a Superman. Yeah. But then in the post Rebirth, like, Superman comic, they've already brought Clark Kent back, like actual Clark Kent. He apparently doesn't remember he's Superman or something. I don't know. It's the same thing they did with Bruce Wayne, like in Batman, like when they quote unquote killed Batman, like.
And then he went back in time.
No, the most recent death of Batman, I should say. Okay. Which also did not take. Comics are stupid. But yeah, so Batman had to punch up with Joker in underneath Gotham City. They both ended up getting caught in the collapse of the caves, and then they were presumed dead. Spoiler alert: neither of them are dead.
No, because there's like zero finality to any comic book, so no one can ever die.
Bruce Wayne ended up getting amnesia. He forgot he was Batman. He just remembered he was Bruce Wayne. And then...
Whoa, the Batcave. What's this doing here?
Well, yeah, he didn't live at Wayne Manor during that time. Like, he was...
Oh, how convenient.
Yeah, he was just living his own life, trying to be like a real kind of charity guy. Like, he didn't...
Philanthropist.
Yeah, he didn't use any of his money. He didn't, like, wasn't present at Wayne Corp or anything. Didn't even really let Alfred know he was alive or anything, because he was doing his own thing. Spoiler alert again, he ended up getting reminded that he was Batman.
Yeah.
And so he's Batman again, because, of course, like, they can't keep things...
You need Batman,
Yeah, they can't change things up too much. It's just, that's too wild for everybody. So...
Turn him into a caveman. No, you can't do that. Turn him into a pirate either? Yeah.
I will never read Grant Morrison's Death and Return of Batman, because I just...
so much like comic books, this is the diversion point of this series.
Bam. We are now in we're now in the New 52 universe for Dark Souls 2.
That's actually a pretty accurate summarization of this.
Good job, son.
Yeah, fantastic.
Good job.
But this is actually literally 2 months later. This footage is from what you just saw 10 seconds ago.
Hey, look, we're completely different.
Yeah, I redid my character character stats, obviously, so I can use a Fire Black Knight Ultra Great Sword.
So, okay, I didn't ask this before. Is there a way that you can actually, like, re-level your character?
Yes. Yeah, you use a Soul Vessel, which is, like, specific items you find out and about, and you give it to the old ladies and things betwixt, and then they're like, okay, just reallocate your stats.
Right. So is that a mechanic that's kind of new to this game, or was that in Dark Souls 1 as well?
There was not any respec option of any kind in the first game.
Right. I didn't think so, but had to be sure.
I really like how 1 is present.
Yeah.
Because Dark Souls 1 really needed that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a bad, like, addition. Not at all. But yeah, so, okay. So back to the New 52, because now we're in the New 52 universe.
Yeah, we are. They've depowered Trailblazer here.
Yeah. Well, we got totally new powers that were, like, just empowered by something completely different. We are...
Well, no, it depowered me because, like, instead of using my fists, I have to use a greatsword.
Fair enough. Yeah, there we go. And full Havel.
Yeah, exactly. Because I need it because, like, there was a lot of bosses in the DLCs that do, like,
just
stupid amounts of damage.
Too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they, quote-unquote, killed Superman. And in the space of all of, like, 1 issue, I think, they've already brought Clark Kent back. I don't know.
He doesn't remember he's Superman.
Yeah, apparently not. I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but he doesn't appear to have Superman's powers at the moment. So
okay,
that's...
Is he still Kryptonian?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do with that, because he seems convinced that he is Clark Kent, like, full stop, like no Superman at all. So it will be strange to see what they do with that, I guess, because at the moment, spoiler alert for people who maybe have not read Superman 1.
Like Detective Comics Superman?
Well, they brought back the original numbering for Action Comics and Detective Comics, which means that those first reboot issues are like number 900 and something. So that's
right, because they're embarrassed
great.
with how long they kept this up.
Yeah. But yeah, so in either Action Comics or Superman, I don't remember which one exactly right now. Probably Action Comics. They have Lex Luthor standing in as Superman in his power armor. Like, for some reason, he grafted the House of L, like, symbol on his chest, and he's flying around saying that he's the new Superman. And
well,
then,
L for Lex Luthor.
No, it's actually an S. Like,
Eh?
he's Superman.
No, the S stands for hope.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand for Superman. That would be dumb. It's the Kryptonian symbol for hope.
Yeah, exactly.
God, that movie's terrible.
I still don't mind Man of Steel. But then I have a long history of not minding things that other people really hate with a passion.
That's true.
But yeah, so they have Lex Luthor flying around as a new Superman in power armor. And then...
Wait, is it his power armor?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah, it's...
Okay.
It's Luthor's power armor.
Yeah.
And then they have the old Clark Kent, the one who came from the alternate universe, who decided that he wouldn't stand for Lex Luthor tarnishing the name of Superman because he knows what Lex Luthor is really like, because Lex in his reality is a gigantic evil mastermind. And so Clark, like old Clark, decided he was going to have a shave because he had a fantastic super beard. So he had a shave, and he dressed up as Superman and decided to fly into Metropolis and have a punch-up with Lex Luthor. And then that's when you get Clark Kent showing up being like, "Oh, hey, I got to be on this story, guys," because who's the real Superman? And so yeah, it's really
Lex.
It's really weird right now. It's like it's the whole like it's typifying the whole like let's bring the pre-New 52 universe in line with the New 52 universe because they also have 2 Wally Wests. And the the most remarkable thing about that is that the old Wally West, the pre-New 52 Wally West, is a white guy with red hair. Okay? You with us? Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
he's ginger, yeah.
Yeah, the new Wally West is a black kid.
So they Spider-Maned him. They just turned him into black.
Not even that, like, because at least with Miles Morales, he's an actually different character. Like, this is Wally West.
It's the same like name.
Yes, like
Okay.
he is literally. There are literally 2 Wally Wests.
So literally,
And-
they blackified this character.
Yeah, like they turned him into a black kid, which is not a problem. But it's weird because they brought the old Wally West back. Like,
Oh yeah, and like have them like decide, hey, we're the same person, but one of them's black, one of them's white. It don't matter though,
they haven't run into each other yet.
Okay.
I'm wondering if they are going to address that, and they're going to have the old Wally West meet the new Wally West. That could potentially be interesting to see, but at the same time, like it's still weird. Like, why did you bring the old Wally West back?
You all do it for all the characters, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It's especially because Wally West has historically been a Flash as well. Like he was Kid Flash with the Teen Titans, and then he became the normal Flash after Barry Allen died in the original continuity. And in the New 52, like up to this point, he really hasn't been like he's just been a kid because Barry Allen has been the Flash again. But in the past couple months, they gave the new Wally West the Speed Force powers as well. And it's been heavily leading up to the implication that he's going to become Kid Flash. And they then bring back the old Kid Flash. And it's like, so now they're gonna have Barry Allen as the Flash, Wally West as the Flash, and then Wally West as the Kid Flash.
I would say they have to kill off some characters, but
let me say again. The point of the New 52 was to make things less complicated.
yeah, they need another Crisis.
I don't even
Kill off some
know.
characters.
I don't know what DC could do at this point. Like I said in our first take, like I'm going to keep reading it, and I'm probably going to enjoy it because I don't really have a high standard for comic book narratives, but it's absolutely mind-bogglingly stupid. So I don't blame people who are not interested. Like comic
I'm gonna
books.
read this with a frowny face on me the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. Like comic books are dumb, and the first step to like being able to enjoy them, I think, is being able to recognize just how dumb they are.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, comic book movies are getting there as well. I mean, like how many first installments of the Spider-Man series that we had we're getting to 3 now.
Are they doing another like solo Spider-Man movie following Civil War?
Yes, it's gonna base around the Spider-Man that was in Civil War, and
of course.
Marvel specifically said this will not be another origin story. So thank God.
I would hope not, considering he already got introduced.
Yeah, exactly. His introduction was Civil War, so.
Yeah, I don't actually. How did people like? I've seen kind of some middling responses to Civil War as a movie and as an addition to the like Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like I've seen some people who really enjoyed it, and then some people who were really just not into it.
Well, it actually does seem like filler, to be honest.
Which is
Um,
really strange considering the fact that it's the Civil War. Like,
it is definitely not the Civil War from the comics. Like,
Well.
no one dies. So,
but it's like that's out of things you would expect to be filler in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you would not pick the like Marvel Civil War as
well,
that.
well, I know Civil War in the comics lasted for ages, you know.
Yeah.
But
And of course,
they had to condense it in one movie. So,
let's quickly mention the fact that Marvel is currently doing Civil War 2.
what? Really?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
is that going to take place?
Oh, it's already started.
No, wait. I mean, like
I don't know.
after Infinity War.
I don't know. Well, it's in like the current timeline. So like, like in the comic books, they've already like they did that whole like Marvel did a soft reboot too with like the whole Battle World thing, where they also combined all of their universes and were like, okay, now the Ultimate Universe is part of the main universe and blah blah blah, deal with it.
Is to make it less complicated.
Yeah. And so now right now currently they are apparently doing Civil War 2, which is focusing around Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, and guess who? Iron Man.
Versus Captain America.
Yeah, Captain Marvel versus Iron Man. Because apparently Iron Man is just a fascist dictator now, or something. Like,
Well, you have to have one side's leader be the most popular superhero.
I do,
So
I-
and then that's how you easily work out the balancing.
but I'm confused because I figure like after Civil War, like with Iron Man versus Captain America, why would they use Iron Man again?
Well, Iron Man can't he can't be not the leader again.
Yeah, apparently he just didn't he just didn't learn from the first time or something. I don't know. Like,
Well, who else are you gonna have the leader?
somebody.
Captain America was a good choice, and Iron Man is an okay choice, but you can't have like the Hulk or Spider-Man be the leader.
Just somebody who's not like I don't even know. Have a Civil War with the superpowered like superheroes with the mutants or something. I don't care.
Well, they already did Avengers versus X-Men.
Yeah, they did. They've done comic books.
They should have DC versus Marvel.
I think they've. I don't know if they've done verses specifically, but they've had crossovers before.
I know, and I know they had like those fusion superheroes, like Wolverine and Batman. Fuse them together to make Dark Claw, to make the most overpowered thing ever.
Yeah, because what Batman needed was regenerating health and
an adamantium skeleton
Yeah.
and indestructible claw weapons. That's what it needed.
although if we want to make it hilarious, like the adamantium skeleton would make it so that he's incapable of gliding or grappling, so he wouldn't be able to get around anywhere anymore.
It doesn't need to.
He's Batman though, so he'd figure out a way to do it by plot armor.
Yeah, he'd have
anyway.
some sort of device to make his skeleton lighter.
Yeah, exactly. It's comic books.
If he just needs prep time, then he can do anything.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I still like Batman. You know,
Even if he killed all those men in that movie.
Oh,
I don't like him
Superman.
anymore.
Superman versus Batman.